In today's video, I'll be rating 5 social media platforms that you should be focusing on in 2024. Ready? Let's do this. Hi my lovely people, it's Natalia and welcome back to my channel where I help you create better content and grow on social media. If you want to finally start growing your audience in 2024, you have to be on the right platform, and today I'll help you choose the perfect one for you. I'm rating 5 most popular social media platforms you should be on, and that's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. First, I'll tell you exactly what to consider before choosing and why people focus on the wrong thing, and then I'll give you a complete platform breakdown with scoring based on 6 super important criteria so that you know what's best for you. I'll rate each of the categories from 0 to 5, and at the end, I'll give you my final thoughts. Hit that like button, subscribe to level up your content game, and let's explore what's really important when choosing the perfect platform for you. You may be tempted to be absolutely everywhere, and I'd argue that's the wrong approach. I'm all for reserving your handles everywhere you can, but it's definitely not for the purpose of posting on every single platform there is. That's a sure way to burn out and only makes you dilute your actions when you should be learning and experimenting with focus. First off, we have arguably the most essential component of any successful strategy, and that's knowing your audience. Before you even begin creating content, you have to understand who this content will be for and what they may want to get from you. When choosing a platform, it's going to be super important because you want to be where your people actively hang out online. And by actively, I mean where do they spend time daily? Where do they consume their favorite content? And where do they like to interact with others? This is the absolute key here. The simplest example that comes to mind is that as a food content creator, it would make little sense to be on LinkedIn since foodies naturally gravitate towards Instagram or Pinterest far more, right? If you already have clients as a small business owner, ask them what social media platform is their favorite. And if you're starting from 0, check out other people in your niche and see where they have the biggest, most engaged audiences. This process is very useful because it may be a platform you haven't even considered. Then you have to figure out which platform makes the most sense for your business, since your content strategy has to align with your business goals. Going back to our food blogger example, if your goal is to drive more traffic to your blog, then Pinterest will be a fantastic option here. If you want to build and nurture an engaged community, Instagram is a better fit. Do you see now why knowing exactly who you're talking to and what your goals are is so crucial before you even pick your platform? If you want to dive deep and figure out your strategy, then watch this video next because it's gonna make this whole process much easier for you, and I have a free template there too. The last bit I want to talk to you about is something that's not very obvious but is also very important. Consider what you yourself enjoy. When you imagine yourself as a creator, what are you doing? Are you talking to the camera, creating a graphic? Are you writing? Try to picture yourself in the act, because trust me, as a content creator of any kind, you're going to be spending a lot of time here, and it would be great if you didn't absolutely hate it. I truly believe in the power that joy holds in being consistent, so to enjoy the process, consider what platforms you genuinely love spending time on and what content formats you gravitate towards the most. If the thought of being in front of a camera makes you lightheaded, then you'll probably hate YouTube since that's the main format. But if you love to talk and have been lurking on YouTube for years like I have, you know what you gotta do. Now that we've got this out of the way, let's talk about the pros and cons of each of these platforms to help you decide what's best for you. Here are the criteria I'm gonna be focusing on: the barrier to entry, reach, content type mix, return on investment, monetization, and community building. Let's start with my favorite and the one I've chosen as my primary platform, YouTube. I can't deny it, YouTube has always been my absolute top, but it's a tricky one to master. Looking at the barrier to entry alone, this heavily depends on the type of content you hope to create. As a new YouTuber in a very exciting niche that's not saturated, chances are people watch you no matter what because they're craving content that they can't really find elsewhere. But if you're in more of an established or more specific niches like tech, photography, videography, etc., you might need a bit more initial investment in gear to start. Now, don't get me wrong, you can start your YouTube journey with whatever you've got in any case, but the platform is slightly less forgiving with this than, say, Instagram or TikTok. Of course, you need to add on a whole skill set around video production as well, which can be quite challenging. Now, when it comes to reach, it's quite tough to begin with, so it definitely requires patience patience and consistency. It can be so disheartening when you work hard on a video only to see it be viewed by 10, 20 people. But if you're ready to play the long game despite the initial frustration, there will come a point where your reach starts increasing. The magic of YouTube is that when you finally gain traction, your videos can reach new audiences well after the publish date. In terms of content types, YouTube is mostly a platform for videos and long-form ones at that, so it can definitely feel restrictive, but for me, this means a lot of diversity with what you can create. Of course, you can create shorts, go live, post updates to your community tab with polls, with images and carousels, so there is a variety, but with a huge focus on long videos. The biggest advantage to YouTube is its return on investment though. Not only is it a platform in the evergreen model, making the most of every single video you produce and gaining those views months and even years after publishing, but it also offers a monetization program, which is by far the best one out there. You've got a variety of ways in which you can earn on the platform with ads, supers, memberships, and shopping, which are available to all eligible creators. For supers, memberships, and shopping, you need to have 500 subscribers, 3 public uploads in the last 90 days, and either 3,000 public watch hours on long-form videos in the last year, or 3 million public shorts views in the last 90 days. For ad revenue, the criteria are 1,000 subscribers and either 4,000 public watch hours on long-form videos in the last year or 10 million public shorts views in the last 90 days. Besides, when you establish your presence, YouTube is a great platform to sell your own products and services. You can see hundreds of thousands of creators making money using the platform in this way. And the last bit, the community building aspect on YouTube is actually great. Although it's not as outstanding as Instagram in terms of nurturing your audience, I really think the bingeability of content and how well you can showcase your personality with long-form content really contribute to the quality of relationships with your audience. I've found that the interactions I have with you, my audience here in the comments, are really fantastic, and the depth of questions sometimes really surprises me. All of this means that YouTube, in my opinion, is one of the best platforms to be on as a content creator, especially if you're looking for a long-term strategy. Moving on to the second most popular platform for creators, Instagram. Here, the barrier to entry is really low. You can start for free, literally right now, and gain the skills as you go along. Even the simplest graphics, photos, or videos can work wonders on the platform, so there's really no excuse here. There is a variety of content types available on Instagram, and that's where they really excel. We have single image posts, carousels, short reels, and longer videos, stories, lives, broadcast channels. You get the drill. A real playground for anyone to find their favorite way to express themselves. That being said, the reach on Instagram is very difficult in my opinion. The initial traction you get is super low, and gone are the days when you could just be consistent and it would bring you results. Getting new eyes on your content requires a big time commitment, constantly improving your content game, and showing up consistently almost every single day. Although on YouTube, you may struggle with reach initially too, I feel like their SEO or how searchable your content can be makes a whole lot of difference, and you can get discovered quite suddenly a long time after you published a video. This doesn't really happen on Instagram, which takes us to the return on investment part. Your posts have a much lower shelf life here. You're required to push out a lot of content all of the time and show up authentically on stories too, which is almost a daily commitment. Arguably, this doesn't always translate to great results. Now, don't get me wrong, I know Instagram is a platform where you can really build a business on, sell effectively, and build an engaged audience, but it takes a lot of time, and I mean a lot. You may not see a dime for months unless you're well organized and have a great system to churn out all of that content. It also doesn't help that they have a barely there monetization program with hard to find criteria, and it's not something that you can really rely on. That being said, it's a great platform to monetize content on your own and turn your followers into paying clients with your efforts. You can effectively sell even when you're a small creator. The reason for this is that Instagram is a fantastic nurturing platform where you can really build a strong community of people who care about you and the value you bring to the table. It's so easy to have conversations in DMs, connect through lives and stories, collaborate with other creators, and generally create a wide variety of content that builds trust, makes meaningful connections, and serves your community through paid offers. This is why, despite its challenges, I really feel like Instagram is still a great platform for beginner creators. let's jump to the exciting platform that everyone tells you to be on, TikTok. Similarly to Instagram, the barrier to entry here is really low, arguably even lower than on IG. All you need is a phone, and your content really doesn't have to be that great in terms of quality. Sure, a decent audio and a phone camera lens that's not smudged is a must, but TikTok thrives on authenticity and loves impromptu story times where you show up just as you are right in this very moment. The reach here is probably the biggest out of all the platforms I'm talking about today. It's still a growing platform, and its exceptionally fine-tuned algorithm with the ever-adapting For You page can really help you reach people organically. It's also used as a search engine quite extensively, so the searchability component is definitely there, and you could also call it a semi-evergreen platform for that reason. When it comes to the content type mix, it's also a video-heavy platform, and although it's known for short-form video content, it's been changing dramatically over the past year or so, bringing more longer videos into the mix, which are doing really great on the platform too. You can also have carousels and stories, which play a smaller role but are there, and you can also go live on TikTok too. Pretty good overall, but nothing spectacular. The tricky part though comes with a return on investment. It's much harder to sell on the platform and much harder to direct people from the platform to a different place. Although IG and TikTok are sometimes valued equally or compared, I feel like it's not a fair comparison. TikTok can give you a ton of reach, yes, but it's Instagram that can help you turn even a small following into tangible results. They do have a better monetization program than IG. I mean, it's not really hard to beat it, is it? But it definitely doesn't come close to paying as much as YouTube does. The original creator fund was shut and the creativity program replaced it. And to be eligible, you have to be 18 or over, have at least 10,000 followers and at least 100,000 video views in the last 30 days, plus be in one of the eligible countries. There's also another caveat here, and that's community building. I feel like overall, building an engaged community on TikTok compared to other places is trickier. After all, it's designed for people to just jump on, start scrolling for entertainment, to relax, and people rarely go on their following page and tend to really stick to their FYPs. This causes an issue because even if people follow you, they may not see your content for the majority of the time and are much less likely to go to your profile from time to time and check out the content like they would on Instagram. Some people laugh that the easiest way to never see a creator's content again is to follow them. And don't get me wrong, you can go big quickly, and that comes with tons of comments, stitches, and virality potential, but it doesn't really translate to a deeply connected tribe. TikTok also lacks community building features, and for this reason, creators often decide to move their followers from TikTok to IG so they can nurture the relationships further. All that being said, it's a really great platform to be on, especially if you vibe with the style of content on there. There's a huge potential to reach a big following there, and with enough effort, it can translate to great opportunities for you, so TikTok is well worth a try as a creator. Okay, onto our underdog in this whole breakdown, and one that's seriously underappreciated, Pinterest. Just like TikTok and Instagram, the barrier to entry here is extremely low. It's a very visual platform, and you can create beautiful pins with a free graphic design tool like Canva. By the way, I have plenty of useful Canva tutorials on my channel, and you can grab your free 45-day Canva Pro from my description box too. Pinterest has great potential for organic reach, especially if your content is evergreen. Since it's more of a search engine than a social media platform, your content can be discovered and shared easily, provided that you post a variety of high-quality pins that are relevant to popular search terms. It's easy to do with a mixture of content types that are available on the platform. For a very long time, Pinterest was considered an image-based platform, but it's really changed in the last few years. Not only can you post standard pin photos or graphics, but you can also publish short videos, carousels, and collages. That being said, the platform really likes when you feed it a lot of content. The return of investment here can be incredible if you're in specific niches and can drive a lot of traffic to your website or your blog, turning random viewers into paying clients. The ROI tends to be much higher if you're an e-commerce business or a blogger. You're required to post a lot, but with good organization and a batching system, it's much easier to schedule content ahead of time and let it work for you. Now, compared to Instagram, I feel like it's easier to post consistently here because it doesn't require you to show up in the moment, but that's also a big hurdle. For this reason, Pinterest is not the best platform for community building since the interactions there are super limited. Sure, you can comment on a pin, but even that is not that common on the platform. Not great for creating an engaged audience, but the upside is that you can redirect traffic that you get on Pinterest to a more community-based platform like Instagram. In terms of monetization, there's no creator program available on the platform, but it's fantastic if you have a valuable offer to serve your audience as well. Pinterest can really help you get new eyes on your content, boost traffic to your website and other socials, and generate revenue this way. That's the reason I feel like Pinterest is really slept on. Last but not least, we've got LinkedIn. I'm gonna be brief here because it's definitely not my favorite platform, but nobody can deny that it can bring you amazing organic reach, so I feel like it's only fair to include it in here. If you're active and prioritize making great connections on and off the platform, you're bound to gain traction here. I would call the barrier to entry here medium, depending on your industry. Although creating content here doesn't really require much more, LinkedIn is a professional networking site, so the content here is slightly more formal and business-oriented, and often requires some work to be done while interacting in the real world, especially initially. The content type mix is great here since you can post a variety of different forms, including text posts, graphics, polls, videos, newsletters, and articles. You can also go live here, but you need to be eligible and trigger a review to your profile or turn on creator mode and see if you're qualified this way. The return on investment on LinkedIn is fantastic because more often than not, you're speaking directly to the people who can work with you. Since it's a business-oriented platform, it's filled with professionals already looking for great opportunities to learn, to network, and to improve their businesses. It also helps that LinkedIn comes with many features for community building, such as groups, events, and the ability to message and easily interact with other people's posts. Although there's no monetization program on the platform, the place is rife with opportunities to really build credibility and have people primed to work with you and buy your products. If this is the vibe for you and you're a B2B business, LinkedIn may be perfect for you. Okay, so here are the results. Now, I'm not really that surprised, although in my mind, TikTok would have a better score and LinkedIn lower, but that's just my general hunch and how I personally view the platforms. Out of all the social media channels we've talked about today, Instagram is a winner, and I still think it's a great platform for any beginner creator. Nothing beats its community building aspect and the wide range of content types, which can make it easier for creators to really find best ways to express themselves. For a long-term success, YouTube makes the most sense. I'm biased, but hey, here we go. It can really give you that longevity and a strong foundation for monetization, both with their partner program and promoting your products or services. If you're looking for reach, there's no better place right now than TikTok, and it's such a fun platform to be on as a creator and definitely one that I spend the most time on as a consumer. In specific cases or specific niches, Pinterest and LinkedIn are great to consider, but I would personally treat them as kind of secondary platforms since TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram are clearly much more powerful and make sense in pretty much any context. Now, a word of warning, and I'm gonna be honest with you, if someone tells you this is the platform to be on or this is the only place to grow right now, they either have a very limited understanding of marketing or they're trying to sell you something. The internet is full of experts telling you to be here or go there, but you also have to consider that they don't know your preferences, your potential business model, and your ideal audience, so statements like this are only really there to attract attention. Ultimately, you need to decide what place is good for you and master one platform first. It's so tempting to try every social media channel under the sun, but your time is best spent focusing and experimenting on one for an extended period, and only then can you decide to shift to a different one completely or add another one to the mix. One thing that can help you make the best decision possible early on is having a strong marketing strategy, so watch this video right now and download my free workbook to build one yourself. Things will become much clearer then, and in the meantime, tell me in the comments which platform you're drawn to the most or which one you're on right now, and hit that subscribe button to learn how to improve your content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.